chatters, we are on activity 5.2 and are going to do a little bit of a warm-up. So the first is story problems, like we were doing in the last activity. The first one is 13 giraffes are walking. 7 go home. How many are left? So these are the equations that we can use to think about this. I'm going to start with the subtraction equation because it shows what's happening. So 13 giraffes are walking. That's our total. 7 of those giraffes leave. So we're subtracting 7. They go home. We're wondering how many are left. Well, we can reorder this equation where we're looking for a partner and we know a partner into an addition equation where those two partners are added together to equal the total. And then we can work from there. So we could have memorized the partners, that 7 and 6 equal 13. We could write it like a math mountain, or we can do the counting on for the addition. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There are 6 circles that we've drawn. And you can see that I drew this by making a 10 and adding 3 more, which was 13. So what that looks like kind of in equation form if we're making a 10 is that we know 7 plus a partner equals 13. So what makes 10? 7 plus 3. And then how many more do we need to make 13? We need 3 more. So 3 plus 3 is our partner, which is 6. That's why I put them both in the box. We're just doing it in 2 steps. So 7 plus something to make 10, and then 10 plus something to make 13. And then we're adding those 2 numbers together. So we can also do a subtraction drawing. So if you draw this 13 out as a 10 stick and 3 ones, it's very difficult to do the subtraction drawing. So you draw the 10 stick out as a circle drawing, and I drew 1 line to show that we're subtracting those 7, and then what's remaining is this 6. All right, so we have 2 other questions. Probably need 2 pieces of paper here. All right, so the first one is, what we're trying to do is subtract 8 from 17. So what does 17 minus 8 equal? So this is that 10 stick diagram. You can't easily subtract 8 because 8 is more than the 7. So you have to break apart the 10 stick. So that now we have 10 and 7. And then we're subtracting this 5 and 3 more, which is a total of 8. That's what we're subtracting all at once. And that leaves us with 9, okay? So we can think about 17 minus 8 equals the unknown partner as 8 plus the unknown partner equals 17. And in that case, we can make a 10. So 8 plus 2 is 10. Now we need to add 7 more to get 17. So 10 plus 7 is 17. So the partner is a combined total of the 2 plus 7, which is 9, which is the same answer we got for that circle drawing. And then I wrote the steps of the subtraction version. So this is making the 10 addition style. And then if we're over here trying to make a 10 subtraction style, we're starting with 17 and we're trying to get a 10 by subtracting, which is right up here. So if we subtract 7, we get to 10. And then 10 minus what equals our partner. And the what is 8. So 8 plus this number, or sorry, 8 has to equal the 7 plus this number. So that the total amount that you're subtracting here is equal to the value of the partner you know. We might write this second one out differently. So we're going to do 14 minus 8. So let's start with a different way we can think about this. So 14 minus 8 equals something we don't know. Well, we can also think about that as 8 plus the thing that we don't know equals 14. So then we can worry about making our 10. So 8 plus 2 equals 10. And 10 plus 4 equals 14. So this partner that we don't know is 6, because 2 plus 4 equals 6. So if 8 plus 2 is 10, and 10 plus 4 is 14, 8 plus 6 is 14. All right, then we can try to go back to thinking about this as 14 minus 8. So we could first try drawing out 14, but I can't easily subtract 8. So I'm going to try drawing it in a circle drawing. So now I have 14, and I'm going to subtract 8. So here's 4 and 4. And I subtract it all in one line, so it's clearly subtracting 8. Now I can see what's left, which is 6. Now if we're doing this in two parts, trying to make a 10, we have the same 14, but we're trying to subtract to get 10 in part 1. So we're doing 14 minus what equals 10? Well, 14 minus 4 equals 10, right? And then we have to subtract the rest of 8. So 8 minus 4 that we've already taken away is 4. So we're going to subtract an additional 4 as a second step to find out what 14 minus 8 is, which is 6. So basically we're saying that 14 minus 8 is the same as 14 minus 4 minus 4, which is 6. Hopefully that's clearer than how I had it written the first time. We are on page 143, 147 in the book. And this is similar to the last activity. So you have to match your equation with the make a 10. And just like last time, the first part is 10. And then there's a space, and then there's the additional numbers. So this is equal to 13. So what we have to do for each of these is think about the addition problem, because this is built on the addition problem. So 12 minus 8 equals something. So we know 8 plus that something equals 12. So we're looking for 8 being our number at the beginning, and that the total is 12. So 12 is 10 plus 2. So it should have an 8 in the first part, and it should have a 2 in the second part. And there's one right here. There's 8. And then this is 10, 11, 12. And then I draw the line between the equation and the picture drawing, and then what you get when you subtract 8, you get 4. That's the leftover partner. So make sure you cross out what you're subtracting, because then it's really easy to write the correct unknown partner. So you guys are working through all of the problems on 147. When you're done with 147, I'm going to do one more. The subtraction ones are a little bit trickier than the addition ones. So if I know 14 minus 9 is equal to the other partner, then 9 plus that partner equals 14. So it's got to have the number 9. So there are 2 that have 9, 9 and 9, and it has to equal 14 total. So here's 10, 11, here's 10, 14. So I draw the line between the two. Okay, I'm subtracting 9. So when I subtract 9, what's left? 5. All right, that was an extra example. If you guys can pause here and finish this up. Okay, you should have all of page 147 finished. We're going to go to page 148. So this is trying to show this make a 10 with subtraction in a way that you can see it, that you have a visual model. So we're going to do this just like the picture. So the first one, they're wondering what 14 minus 6 is equal to. So they've drawn out 14 ones, and they've made a math mountain with 2 partners of 6. The first partner can be subtracted from 14, which is the total, to make 10. So if you subtract this first one from the total, so the total minus this first number equals 10. So the first step is to subtract that first partner to get 10. And they did a drawing of that. And then step 2 is to subtract the second partner that equals the number we're actually subtracting. And they did that to get the answer. So step 1 and 2 could be written like 14 minus 4 minus 2 equals 8. And it might be easier to think of like that, because when you subtract 6, it's the same thing as subtracting 4 and then subtracting 2. But you do that as 2 separate steps. And so I tend to write it like this. So you can see that 14 minus 4 is 10, 10 minus 2 is 8. All right, so the example here. Our total is 15. The partner we know is 8. The partner we don't know is in the box. So we've got 15. So to get 10, I need to subtract 5. So the two partners of 8 need to be 5, and 5 plus 3 is 8. That's my second partner. So that means the second amount that I subtract is 3. So what I did was 15 minus 5 equals 10, and then 10 minus 3, which equals 7. And that's the answer. And that can also be written as 15 minus 5 minus 3, which is 8, is equal to 7. And I'm doing it this way because 15 minus 5 is 10. So make sure that this part is the work that you're doing on every problem. For some people, this will be easy. So you really need to learn how to respond on the test that shows all the work. For some of you, this is something you're just beginning to learn. So you really want to make sure that you are drawing it out and working through the problem. And if you don't understand why something is happening, make sure to ask your teacher in your small math group. So go ahead and finish 10 through 13. So you should have all of that page complete. And the last thing is the cards. So these are the unknown partner but subtraction. And for each one of these, they have the make a 10 for the addition problem. So when you think about these, when you're answering these, you take 14 minus 6, and it becomes 6 plus something equals 14. So 6 plus what equals 10, 6 plus 4 equals 10, and then 10 plus what equals 14, 10 plus 4 equals 14, and then 4 plus 4 equals 8. So these are good to practice subtraction. I think because they're using the addition format here, they're a little bit more confusing. But if you guys can think of a good game for these, let me know and I will include it in a different video. Thank you guys so much.